profound stuff before that recording
So,
started.
yeah, welcome everybody to the hygiene call with Simone and Brendon.
Well,
Also known as the
we were
after
just
stories.
beginning with, because it's like, because a lot of people think, I'm at home alone. Nobody's going to smell me. I don't need to shave my legs. I don't need to shower. I don't need to brush my teeth. Yes, you do. Okay, you do. Do it for you. Okay, so that hits a
Well, I was
nerve.
saying to Brendan today, like I'm in day 11 of hotel quarantine. And if you've been looking at my Instagram, apparently I can't count, literally 1 to 14. Not that hard, kids. And last night, I'm in bed and I was like, oh, this many more sleeps and this many more days in hotel quarantine. I went, wait, what day is it? And I was like, looked at my phone. I went, crap, it's Wednesday. And somewhere I skipped a day. And so I had day 11 yesterday and I'm having day 11 again today. And I was saying to Brendan that I literally got in here and I was like, I don't need to shave my legs. You know, I don't even need to wash my hair. I don't need to do anything. And then just playing with that energy, because when you're on your own, it's very interesting. Like, I don't think I've ever done this before my whole entire life like this. And then, but it took me a day, and then I went, I like having shaved legs, And then that's why we were talking about the hygiene thing this morning. It's like Gary, Dane, Brendan, and myself would probably be some of the cleanest people that I know. So it is definitely important for good hygiene being a facilitator. And I'm serious. It's like, you know how those people that always want to hug you like this, like arms up, and they want to go around like this, and the ones that always have BO, and you're like, seriously, why can't you be an underarm hugger? And it's like, why do you always have to be like this sort of hugger? And then they want to hold on to you, and you're like, now I literally smell like your perspiration. So, as a facilitator, it's like, be hygienic. And that's not where we were going to go today, but I liked it. I thought it was funny.
It's always a valuable reminder. So there you go. But I do like that we started off with humor, because it's like one of the things that I've realized a lot recently for me is the happier I get, the easier it is to facilitate. So being you is definitely a valuable part to being a facilitator. But I had this thing yesterday with Dan and I were filming for this TV thing called The American Dream, and I
I
was
love the way you say that because you're an Aussie. Like, I mean, well, you have an
am
Australian
not
accent. You don't have you're an infinite being.
am
But it's
not
like,
yeah,
but you're on the American dream. It's like,
uh,
you got to see the irony in that.
right. I know I get to talk about the American dream even though I'm not American, so there you go. But so we're at this thing and I got there and we were filming it at their house, and I was fucking weird and nervous and like stressing out and shit and doing that weird shit, that weird shit when you're about to get in front of a camera that a lot of us do. And I was like tapping into all these different energies before it. And then Dan's like, it's all right, you got this. And, and we talked about it. And I'm like, yeah, you got this. No, I fucking don't. I don't got this. But I did. I knew I would get there. But so right when we started, Dan looked at me and he said, hey, Brendon, don't have any fun. And he delivered this energy of me to me. And it was interesting because I just went, you know what, fucking done. Anywhere I'm trying to be serious right now, bye-bye. And it was just, our interviews were just beautiful, and they were so the energy of access. And we are, all of us, we are the energy of access when we're being us. And what he gifted me with that also was this awareness of um, not only me and the space that I am, but what I actually like to contribute to people. And that energy just shone through for both of us yesterday. For anyone who is even seeking the tiniest bit to watch that and go, wow, you guys got from what you're talking about to where you're at right now, and not and have and are not in any way going, yeah, we made it. We're like, yeah, we're still kind of like fucking, we're still making it every day. We're still doing our best to be us in any circumstance. And it was just, it was it was just such a wonderful awareness to get of, this is what we're doing it for. This is what we're being here for. And one of the, and sorry, Simone, I'm just rambling because if you got, But it's like, apparently that's what I do these days. After body whispering, I've become a professional rambler. So there you go. Um, but one of the things that I got to uh, recently, and I've talked about this a little bit on social media and stuff, but a lot of you maybe do not know. I checked myself into a rehab clinic 6 weeks ago for 2 weeks, and I'd been struggling big time with alcohol, and I just couldn't seem to change it, or didn't want to change it, or just fucking didn't want anything different with it. And I got to a point where I just went, you know what, my life needs to be different now. And it was one of those moments for me that was a change or die. This is, you've got your chance right now. And basically the universe went, here it is. Are you going to take it? And I went, fuck yes, done. And my life has been changing dynamically since. And also the commitment to not only my life, but access and our world and consciousness. And one of the gifts that I've gotten out of this journey, this definitely different journey, is I realized how much I was facilitating people from this space that I wasn't willing to choose, facilitating people to get to a space that I wasn't willing to choose for me. You know, like, look at you could have a wonderful world with no judgment while I'm judging the fuck out of myself. Or you could have joy while I'm not choosing it. Or what about allowance? Like, what about allowance in your life as this gift to possibilities, and I'm not choosing it? And one of the demands I made of me was, I went, I will not facilitate anybody from a space that I'm not willing to be or am getting to anymore. And it opened up so much for me, because I could see where I wasn't actually choosing what I was facilitating. And I'm saying it because what I've found is, when you're willing to make that step and go, you know what, I'm going to be that energy also. I'm not just going to talk about it. I'm not just going to go, yeah, possibilities are available, but I don't really believe it, but they are. So here you go, choose it. To, you know what, fucking possibilities are available if you choose them. And I was like, holy shit. And it changed my life dynamically, but also it gave me the awareness that it's anything that we're asking for in our world right now, it starts with us. It begins with us. So if and I talked about that a little bit on this TV thing, because I was like, you know, I was talking to my son when I was looking at my son's life when he was 4, when I first came along to Access, going, you know what, I'd like him to grow up in a world where he doesn't have to judge himself, where he's just got the space to be him. And at that point I was going, wow, how am I going to educate this kid on this energy? Like, how am I going to show him this as a possibility if I'm not willing to be it? And so I say that maybe there's areas of your life where that rings true for you, or that has that sense for you, where you're like, holy shit, like, I'm actually trying to talk other people into this so that I can believe it, so that if they believe it, then I can believe it. And then if I can believe it, then I can choose it, rather than going, universe, show me the way, please show me the way. And actually giving into consciousness and going, consciousness, I'm here, let's do this thing. And that, I mean, I'd ask for that, well, I'd pretend ask, let's say, for that for many years, and I knew I wasn't ready to choose it. And you choose it when you choose it, and you get it when you get it, and we all know that. When it shows up in your life is when you're at the space to actually make that step forward. So everything that all brought up times a godzillion, where you destroy and uncreate it.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pock and pot, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds.
So yeah.
So my question too would be, guys, I mean, you have me and Brendon here. Okay, is there anything that you guys would actually like to talk about, or anything that you guys would like to ask us, anything that's coming up in your world? So I'd love to put that question out there. If you have anything, you can raise your hand, or you can write it in the chat thread as well. And there's I'm actually going to gift all you guys. I just pinged my as soon as we came on here, I pinged my COI, my conglomeration of idiots. I did this call yesterday for my choice, change, and action membership, and I'm going to gift it to all you guys because it was great, and it was so much about being the source of creating your own life, like very similar to what Brendon is talking about, like really choosing for you. So you will get that. I'm sure they'll work out how to do that. And what also just pinged me as Brendon was talking was I was recently I was in Mexico and so grateful, and I did a COP and the facilitators class. And can I just say, Betsy, you're amazing how you're speaking all these different languages. So in the chat thread, it's like,
Oh, thank
damn,
you.
girl.
That's what I've been doing during COVID.
Geez, you've been up to a lot the last year, haven't you? um, and then I went to El Lugar, Costa Rica, the property that we are creating in Costa Rica, and oh my fucking goodness, that place is amazing. I can see Claudia. I was there with Claudia. Claudia, David Kubis, myself, and Gary flew over. Then we had Liam Bramley and his wife Chloe there. And oh my God, if you've been there and you haven't been there since they started building, it's just wonderful. It's like usually you see a piece of land and then you go, oh, once it builds, it sort of takes away from it. I've never been to a property like that where when you start building, it's like adding to the whole energy of it. So if you haven't, please follow them on Instagram and check it out, etc., because it's just wonderful what's been created. And we got to have a lot of really cool conversations. And one of the things I asked Gary was, it's like, what, like him choosing access consciousness and him choosing, I mean, he was really, he was successful at real estate, antiques, da da da. Thank God that he didn't keep doing that, and actually listen to that 2x4 on the back of his head that was like, hey, there's something else here. And I asked him about like his choices and what drives him, sort of thing. And he said, every single choice I make is I'm talking every single choice he makes is to create a greater world. And it really is. Like when you are with him and the way he interacts and engages with everybody, every single choice he makes is to create a greater world. And I was sitting on this plane with him and I went, huh. And it was like, that was one of those moments that I went, I'm going to make that my request and demand of myself as well. Like many years ago, I heard him say that the day he realized that judgment was nothing but this big black dark hole, he made the demand of himself that he would never judge himself or anyone again. But you know what? Gary makes these demands of himself and he follows through. He really does. He makes it like Brendon was saying, he never wants to facilitate anything where he's just flinging around possibility but not actually being it. And I had a chat to Dane yesterday and we were talking about a bunch of things, but we both sort of had this new awareness and this thing on choice. And I was like, isn't it funny? You go, oh yeah, no, I facilitate choice of possibilities classes. Oh, guess what? I think I'm just realizing what fucking choice is, It's like, but that's the thing. It's like you grow into all of these tools and you become more of them. There's not a place that you get to. It's something that you ask for every single day, and you can demand of you and request of the universe. You can't demand of the universe or anyone else, not even your kids. It's like you demand of you and request of the universe. And there was one other thing that Gary said to me when I was so grateful to be hanging out with him so much is he said to me he realized he was looking at everything that he had created. And I mean, a lot, right? That man is just phenomenal. And so what he started asking himself, like he doesn't go, oh, well, that's enough. Like, I've ticked all these boxes. That's enough. I can sit back and relax. He does relax. But he started asking himself, if I can do this, then what else can I do? So what if you guys all, as facilitators, whatever you have been facilitating, whatever the engagement, the interaction that you have with the world, what if you started asking that question? If I can do this, then what else can I do? Like, what if we were all willing to step outside of our comfort zone? So we could all, every single choice we make, creates a greater world for you and everyone. And everything at that is times a Godzilla, we destroy and uncreate it.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pop, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds.
So someone just private messaged me, which is probably not the best way to get a question in there because I just glanced at it. And they said, can you talk about perfectionism? I'm aware mine is in the way of creating more. Brendon, do you want to
Yeah, well,
be,
it's
being as
like
perfect as you are? No, I'm kidding.
just amazingly perfect. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you all know that's not true. But it's like that. See, what have you already decided about yourself that you're trying to prove the opposite of in order to get it right? So if you look at perfectionism, it's like this ideal of getting to something, like you're going to get to some completion or you're going to get it right. Any of you tried doing that with facilitating? You know, and you're like, I mean, just want to be the best facilitator there is.
No, never. I've never done that. Never tried to get everything right.
I have
No.
a lot, but it's like, what? See, with the idea that there's perfectionism, you've already decided that there's something wrong with you. And what I've noticed is, for me, is it's everything. And we've been talking about this for a long time, but the everything that you've decided is wrong about you is actually the strength and the difference. And nobody really wants to get that. They want to go, yeah, but that's not good enough because I want to get right and I want to be seen and I want to be like this facilitator that's got this image that can be seen, and like I want to be on Instagram and seen as this and be perfect and be blah blah blah. How's it working for your life? Because it's not only something that you're choosing in an area of your life. If you've got that, that's the way you're living it. Rather than go, you know what, I'm gonna have the vulnerability with myself to fucking look at the shit I need to look at. One of them is, yeah, I'm trying to be perfect. Okay, so what have I decided is so wrong with me? And then everything that is times the godzillion.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pock and pot, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds.
And because it's like you're in a competition against yourself. Going, well, how do I compete against me? But actually using the competition rather than going, how can I outcreate myself in every moment? How can I actually get greater today for me, for the world? And not how can I get it right? Fuck, I've done this. I've done this so much. Let me get this image. Let me get this perfection. And it was killing me. It does not work at all. Have any of you ever had fun getting it right?
Well, most of the time, also when you're trying to get it right and you're trying to be something that you're not. And
Yeah.
it's like, I mean, I've been listening, I'm in hotel quarantine here in Australia, and I've had a lot of time and space, right? I've also been creating a hell of a lot. And I've been listening to a 7-day event. And by the way, there's a 7-day event coming up with Gary and Dane soon in November. And it's called, I might not get it exactly correct, but it's called like the Listening to the Whispers of the Universe, which I fucking love that name, because that's how, if we actually listen to the whispers, oh my goodness, life gets easier. And I've been listening to this 7-day that they did ages ago called something like Stop Pretending to Be Who You're Not. And that's what so much applies to this. Stop pretending to be who you're not. And can I say, with facilitating for years and years and years, and it's like I would, like, give myself hell. It's like judge myself for what I wasn't doing, try and work it out. I'd have notes and notes of stuff of what I just wanted to slam down people's throats to make sure that they got it, because if they didn't get every single tool that I've ever received and accessed, then I was a failure and I wasn't getting it right and da 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 da. It's like, does that sound like anyone else's head when they start to facilitate? Can I just give you this information right now? And Gary said, if you relax, your business will expand at least 75%. That is never a truer statement, ladies and gentlemen. It's like the relaxation. So one process that you can run is what energy, space, consciousness, choice, magic, miracles, mysteries, and possibilities can you your body and your business be that would allow you to be total relaxation for all eternity with ease, joy, and glory? And everything at that is times a godzillion, we destroy and uncreate it.
Right and wrong, good and bad, POD and POC, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. And I actually talked about this. I just did a foundation class, and it was the first time I've actually facilitated. I did this. I call it the Italian prison camp. This was what the rehab was for me. Okay,
I'm in the Australian prison camp right now.
Yeah, but you're in the Australian prison camp. I was in the fucking Italian prison camp. So there you go. I mean, Jesus Christ. But so facilitating this also the acknowledgement of this that we've been talking about lately. Now is the space is now. Is anyone fucking weird as fuck right now? Like going, are we changing the world or what? Yes. But I was talking about this perfection thing in this foundation class that I was doing on the weekend, and I didn't remember what I said, but I just saw this process that I ran, so I'm going to run this. So what jails are you using to create the dominance of E equals MC squared as proving that judgment is your only source to achieve perfection so that you never have to be the difference that will never be accepted? Are you choosing everything that is times a godzillion, or you destroy and uncreated?
Right and wrong, good and bad, POC and POD, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds.
You know, because one of the things that we do with this perfection and this constantly looking to how we get our lives right, how we get our image right, and maintaining that image and hiding everything that doesn't match that image from us and the world, is looking for this acceptance. Well, will the people in class accept me? Will my family accept me? Will the world accept me? No, you're fucking different. The world needs your difference, and that's the thing that cannot show up with this perfection in place and the strive for perfection, is the difference that you are. And now is the space for that difference to be fucking out there, whatever that is for you. And we are all, that difference is such a beautiful thing because it's unique in its own way to each and every one of us.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, we now have the space to be it. And I know that we've all had areas where we'll show up and go, you know what, I'm fucking showing up as me. And then it's like, and then I'm around people who judge me, so let me cut that off so that I can see their judgment is more powerful, so that I can be this perfection or whatever. Okay, I get it. I get all of that. I've been there and done it. Both Simone and I have been there and done it. And it just, there's so much more available when you're willing to be beyond the need for acceptance, the need for anything. So,
hey, Brendon, Mark Kerr has his hand raised.
okay, Marco, Kersey, Marco.
That's funny. I do tech work and I couldn't work out how to raise my hand, so I did it along.
That's funny.
So I used to do tech work, and I don't even know
got there.
To operate fucking anything, so it's okay.
So if anyone's wondering how to raise their hand, you go down to reactions, and there's a little thing there, and you can raise your hand. And if that is not showing up on your Zoom, it means you need to update your Zoom. There you go. There's my tech lesson for the day. Emily's like nodding, going, "Good girl, good girl." Kersey.
I know you spoke about it probably a couple of minutes ago. Creating from a place of uncomfortability, and then also when you guys mentioned about something like creating from a place of someone you're not, or something like that, because I'm uncomfortable all the time, like all the time, everything I do, and I'm directly involved with the stuff I do with you guys, so you know, but I'm never comfortable. And the cliche term of, oh, when you're uncomfortable, it means you're creating greater and all this sort of stuff.
And you speak with a different accent. Yeah.
Exactly. That it does. It sounds amazing and it's very inspirational. But
so, what does being uncomfortable mean to you?
I kind of find it I'm just operate from doing then. I don't actually get to a place where where I'm being. It's just more of a case of got to do this now, got to do that now.
Okay, wait. When you get that got to do this now, is that an awareness that you get that from? Is that a whisper that now is the time to create that? Now is the time to choose that. Now is the exact moment where that's going to create the most. Yes or no?
No, the way you explained it, I don't get it. It's just a case of shit. I've got to do this. I've got to look at this. It's.
So how much do you judge yourself?
How much do I what? Sorry.
Judge yourself. A lot, a little, or megatons?
The level above megaton is where I'm generally operate from.
So you're winning that. It's like basically you're winning.
I say it all the time. If it's an Olympic sport, I'm on the dais for every event.
Okay, so first of all, because I've noticed someone in the thread he wrote too. It's either that I judge myself a lot more lately, or I perceive judgment way more than I did before. So everywhere that you've decided that judgment creates truth, will you all destroy and uncreate it?
Right, wrong, good, bad, pod and pock, all 9 shorts, boys, millions. Yeah, but it creates perfection.
Well, and it creates to the place, like Mark, what I said before was pretending to be what you are not. So
well, that's it, and because I really don't have any clue on what that is.
Okay, but if you're looking for the space that we're talking about with being, right? But you're trying to look at it from this place of I have no clue with it. There is no clue with it, but what I was trying to get you to look at is the knowing that you have when it's the exact moment to choose something. And I've seen, and I'm asking you that because do you have that when you make the choices with the antiques and possibilities?
Do I make those choices from knowing? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
I guess something's required here. Like
you're so cute.
Yeah,
you're already choosing it far more than you think, but you will not acknowledge it.
So and is that what?
Holy shit! I actually fucking know. But see, the uncomfort is like if you're looking at it from this thing of well, I got to like figure it all out, and I got to think about this and that, blah 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 blah, and have a clue and have a clue and have a clue. What if you started with okay, what am I being that I'm not acknowledging?
Yeah. Okay.
And everything at that is times a godzillion where you destroy and uncreate it.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all 9 shorts, boys and millions.
I think I'm probably looking for some. Now I'm being, and it's like this. Comes over there.
There's like double rainbows and yeah.
Well, blood pressure, goes down a little bit, and it's just more of a case of going through what's required, but not from a space of fuck. Now I've got to do that, or actually, I just want to fucking lie down for a little while.
Well, I get that, but how much energy you've been going against this?
That's what it is. That's exactly it. It pinged with me yesterday. How are some of these things, which I actually enjoy doing, like so draining by the end of the day?
Because you're resisting where you're already being it. How much energy is it taking you to put a knowing into a thought?
Nah, it's just.
You're so cute.
So can I just say that there's something, a familiar energy that is coming up for me too, is that, in the second book I wrote, Getting Out of Debt Joyfully, I spoke about getting out of debt, right? Obviously. And one of the things that I realized was being in debt was, I knew it. I knew that energy. I knew it so well. It was like my best friend. Being in debt, It's like that moment where you go, shit, I've got all these bills to pay. Okay, I better create something. It's like, you know, creating from not using no money as the source of creation. It's like that desperate thing, that adrenaline rush where you're just like, oh my God, I'm 2 days late or whatever. I knew that energy. And then when I got out of debt and I was looking at my bank accounts and everything, and I know, Mark, I'm pretty sure you've heard this story, and I sat there and I was like, this is fucking it? I was like, this is boring. I was like, it was like so ease in my world. There was no one that was going, yay, and applauding me. There was nothing. But what I get was there was everything. And there was this choice, there was this space and this choice that now I could choose to create or actualize something just because I could, not from this desperateness. And it took me 2 weeks of that energy that I was not willing to receive to get myself back in debt. And then I realized, so this could be with money, or this could be with the place that you judge yourself or trying to get it right. It took me 2 weeks, and then 2 weeks I went, crap, I've just created debt again, which is the moment that I went, oh, what do I love about creating debt? And I really explored that for myself. And one of the things that I discovered was I knew it. I knew that energy so well. I had no idea what it was like to have money. I did not know what it was like to have money at all. And to have more money than my friends and family, I don't know what that's like. What's that going to be? It's like, can I fly? It's like, am I going to get judged more? Am I going to get judged less? It's like, are people going to like me for money? Are they going to like me for me? Like, there's a zillion, godzillion insane points of view that come up, rather than making that demand of yourself that you go, you know what? I'm going to find out what it's like to have ridiculous amounts of money. And right now, I'm asking for the billions to show up.
Me too.
Billion.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Let's fucking do it. Yeah.
Sidebar, everything that doesn't allow those billions to show up can we destroy and uncreate it.
Right. I'm good about popcorn, shorts, boys and meals.
So then, Mark, it's like that place of like, what do you love about judging yourself? What does it maintain?
What I already have, normality, not being any more.
Okay, because you're just such a normal bloke. And everywhere that you're trying to prove that you're a normal bloke, when you are definitely not a normal bloke, will you destroy and uncreate it?
Right, wrong, good and bad, pod and popcorn, 9 shorts, boys and meals.
I hear that a lot from people, and I don't think, that's not correct anymore at all. I am very Australian bloke in a lot of ways, but I think what a lot of people believe that to be isn't anymore.
Yeah.
At all. But
I mean, Brendon's now the American dream.
Right? Hey, whatever the fuck it takes. That's my attitude now. It's like, I'll be the American fucking whore of magnitude if that's what it takes. Whatever. I don't care. Let's do it. But it's
so
like,
what is... Sorry, go, Brendon.
Well, I'm just wondering, Mark, like, see, this thing with being is it feels like nothing.
Yeah.
It has absolutely no feeling to it, has no definition of it. So every time you have to use that thing of let me define something, that's where you take yourself out of being in order to have that sense of normal. Rather than, oh, I wonder what the fuck else is possible. And I know, see, one of the things with you is you remind me of me in certain way. Well, in a lot of ways actually, but one of the times that the time that you were helping me with my house and you saw that my shoes had their own little bags that they go in, and you were like, what kind of a dickhead puts shoes in a bag? And I was like, it stops them from scratching. But I saw in that moment that he had a curiosity. You had a curiosity spark in your world. And now, Mark, who has a pair of those shoes that rich wankers put in bags?
I do. I haven't worn them probably since we rushed home from Budapest, but I do have wankers shoes with bags. Yes.
Oh, I love this conversation. That's great.
You know, but it's like, but what? See, what are you not asking for then? See, because you have the capacity to create based on an instant moment of knowing that that's going to add to your life, or knowing that it's just going to be joyful to have. Do you
kind of get it?
You actually created that?
I think it's a total resistance. Knowing what's there and then resisting it. Because I look around a lot to other, friends I've had over the years and what they're doing now and what their lives look like, and I'm like, they are no better than me whatsoever. It comes back to like they're just willing to have more of a crack, I suppose. Have a go, translators, or take a step. So.
Oh my goodness!
Hey, can I just say, you, Brendon and Mark, everyone, when you told that story, it's like, what if everyone like have a look at what you're resisting and then what you can actually reach out for? Because we have a very similar story, Brendon. When I first started, dating
I told this on the American Dream yesterday. See, there you go.
It was so funny. And when I first started dating Brendon many, many years ago, I had a convertible BMW, right? And so I love driving the convertible with the roof down. It's fun. It's joyful. And I used to pick Brendon up and he'd say to me, he'd go, "Oh, can we put the roof up?" And I'd go, "Yeah, sure." And I was thinking maybe he doesn't want to mess up his hair, or I don't know, maybe he doesn't want the sun on his, face or anything like that. Like, I didn't really ask another question. I was just like, "Yeah, I'll put the roof up."
No. Wait.
Okay.
I actually had a very good justification for why that roof was going up, because I would say, it's so hot. Like, let's put the air conditioner on. Can we put the roof up? So I'd get her to put the roof up. So we're driving around this, and she picked me up or whatever in this convertible, and now the roof would be up, so I didn't have to, have all of my shit come up, because we all know that it's easier to hide your shit from yourself. But so it wasn't until a couple of years later that I actually said to her, "Hey, when I used to get you to put the roof up on your car, it was actually because I had the point of view that people in convertibles were rich wankers." And if you don't know what a wanker is a fucking jerky kind of,
like a dick, like someone just being a dick too. And then I remember and then we walked out, I went into the supermarket and I was driving, so I jumped out of the car real quick, come back, and Brendon's sitting in the car with the roof down, like, arm up the thing, and I was like, "Oh my God, you look like such a rich wanker, Brendon." But he was willing to receive it and have it. So it's like talking about that story and the story with Mark, and it's like, I mean, thanks, Betsy, I love that you wrote that in there, because when I said, have a look at what you're resisting, and what if today was the day that you reached out and made that demand of yourself to reach out and change it? Like, what is the resistance? What is the resistance giving you, or how much is the resistance creating the limitations, like validating the limitations you've decided are more real than finding out what the fuck it's like to be you today? And everything at that is times a godzillion, we destroy and uncreate it.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds.
I love that we're teaching people wanker. So it's been a great facilitator call today. What did you learn? What's a wanker? Yeah. Oh, dear God.
So, Mark, you're willing to be a rich fucking wanker?
I hate the roof down on Francesca's car. I do. I am willing to.
Okay.
I'm very aware of that. That's why I'm asking you. Are you willing?
I am willing to be a rich wanker, totally. But I'd prefer to be one in one of those Range Rover Sports, to tell you the truth.
Oh, so you're willing to be a rich wanker if it looks a certain way.
Oh, Range Rover's pretty wankerish. Yeah.
I know. I'm trying to get you to look at where you're resisting it, though.
I guess, yeah, because I want to create it the way I want to create it, I suppose.
Yeah, I get that. But
rather than allowing it to show up the way the universe is willing to gift it to you, but you're not willing to receive it.
That's a goodie.
Boom, mic drop.
Yeah.
Everything at that is times a godzillion, we destroy and uncreate it.
Right and wrong, good and bad. That won't work for anybody else. Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds.
I mean, can you guys all, one thing, like I know that we've been talking about relaxation and not judging yourself and stuff like that, but I've got to say, what works out way better for all of you is to judge yourself every single day and do the opposite of all of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. Okay? Does that make you guys feel better? Does that make you feel lighter? Because it's like, yeah, excellent. We've got a whole lot of thumbs up. Excellent. You might got to make it really, really hard. And I know Gary says that there's only one thing you want hard in life. Chris Hughes added diamonds. Mark actually added ice cream, which I'm skeptical because some people like soft ice cream. But we are forgetting one thing. Oh, you've got to make your life and your access business really hard, because if you make it really hard and you keep judging, that's actually when it's going to create. I mean, everybody else is just like, woo-hoo. It's like all the stuff that we keep talking about, and everyone that you see, that's out there and creating their business, it's like they're idiots if they're actually, embracing and engaging all of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory, because you guys have got the answer. It's like, keep going along that route, okay? Because that's going to give you everything. I'm kidding, and everything at that is times a godzillion. Will you please destroy and uncreate it?
Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds.
Julie, that's a very profound statement. She said, I would imagine wankers like it hard.
True story.
True story. Yeah.
So this whole conversation though, and this is, would you be willing to actually create a life that people were envious of enough to desire how the fuck you created it? How many of you are doing this thing of, I don't want to be envied. I don't want to be seen as more than, I don't want to be seen as like this rich wanker. I don't want to be seen as, I don't want to be seen as, I don't want to be seen as. So you're trying to be seen as something that you're not, thinking that's going to be some way that will allow people to come along and feel okay about themselves. It's one of the people that has inspired me most in this world is Dane here. And every time he goes, I know when I have resistance to it and I'm looking at it going, fuck, that's too much. I could never be like that. Now I'm like, fuck that. Let's go. I'm fucking having that too. But being that inspiration for people, even if they judge you and look at you and say, what a rich wanker, cha-ching. You've all heard us talk about that. If you're willing to receive judgment, you get $5,000 more that year. Whenever you resist it, $10,000 less. So what are you unwilling to be seen as that's keeping you from creating the life and living that you say you desire? Everything that is times a godzillion where you destroy and uncreate it.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pock and pot, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds.
I don't want to go to a class with somebody who's fucking depressed and fucking trying to be perfect. I want to
judging themselves.
I want to be around somebody who's going, you know what, this is me. This is me. And you know what? I fucking got to something yesterday, and you're willing to be that energy of, wow, I changed something in my life using this. You are the tool. You're being that fucking present in your life that you have the vulnerability with yourself to go, you know what, this part of my life isn't working. I have 8,000 tools at my fucking even more than that with me right now. What am I going to use on this today? And actually start looking at your life that way and going, wow, you know what? I've been talking about for the last 20 years how I've been judging the fuck out of my body, but I haven't made a different choice to change that. Let me facilitate a class on judgment with bodies, thinking that's my way out of it. Just a little awareness here, maybe use a tool and go, you know what? I'm going to fucking get through this too. I'm going to use this tool and start changing this area of my life until I am a rich wanker. Everything that brought up times a godzillion where you destroy and uncreate this. Right
and wrong, good and bad, pock and pot, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. And one of the things that in the Mexico certified facilitators class that we had, as Brendon just mentioned, the envy, we were talking about, are you willing to receive envy, judgment, and lust? And This is a process. Yes, good. Yeah, envy, judgment, and lust. So what jails are you using to create the dominance of E=mc² to never be that which others would envy, lust after, and judge, so you can always choose to be that which others will pity? Are you choosing? And everything at that is times a godzillion where you destroy and uncreate it.
Right and wrong,
Right and
good
wrong.
and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds.
So what jails are you using to create the dominance of E equals MC squared to never be that which others would envy, lust after, and judge, so you can always choose to be that which others will pity are you choosing? And everything at that is times a godzillion we destroy and uncreate it.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds.
Mark, imagine what it would be like if everybody in sunny coast Australia, the world, it's like was envious of you, lusted after you, and received that much judgment because of how happy and successful you are.
I'm happy for that.
Good. Let's bring it on. No matter what it takes, no matter what it looks like, no matter how uncomfortable you are, no matter how comfortable you are. And everything at that is times a godzillion we destroy and uncreate it.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds.
And if you haven't already checked it out, go to Antiques and Possibilities Instagram, start following us, and then you can watch Mark live. He's the amazing, wonderful manager of the shop that we have, Antiques and Possibilities.
That's it. And don't go buying any of that jewelry off us. It just may change your life.
Yeah. So what jails are you using to create the dominance of E equals MC squared to never be that which others would envy, lust after, and judge, so you can always choose to be... Whoop, I lost it. You could always choose to be that which others will pity are you choosing. And everything at that is times a godzillion we destroy and uncreate it.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds.
Wow. Anyone got any questions as well? Or Mark, how you doing?
I'm good, thanks. No, I kind of get with me. It's more of a place of like just rather than getting up and just tearing straight into it. It's taking that little bit of time at the start of the day to actually like, what is it I actually want to create, look at today, rather than just going for it and then, you know, during the day you're like, oh fuck, I want to do this. Oh, I should have looked at that. So,
which is interesting because you're one of the people I know that actually, a lot of the time, as soon as you get up, you take yourself off to the beach and then go get a coffee. So are you acknowledging where you actually do give yourself that space?
No. Oh, sorry, I'm supposed to wait for him to like lie to us again, right?
Been really busy in the mornings lately. I haven't been getting to the beach, but I know what you're talking about. I've had early morning calls and things like that. But yeah, that's it. Exactly. That's what I used to do. I used to go down, and that was a little bit of a fucking pre-start type of a.
Hey Mark, what if you starting to acknowledge what you're actually being was the key to having more of it?
Without trying to work out what that actually was.
Yes, because every time you try and work it out, you have to take yourself out of being so that you can define it. But It's like the thing that you said before about seeing these people that, you know, have more because they're having more of a crack. What the fuck does that mean? You're looking for some reference to success rather than acknowledging what you're willing to be as a difference that you are, going from that.
Yeah.
If you look for anything as a reference for success, you will only ever see where you've decided you failed. You've got to, rather than using using money as a reference for success, or people coming into your class as a reference for success, or fucking how you've got it, your life's so perfect, or how you've gotten it right as a reference for success. What about if you actually start acknowledging your difference as a reference for more difference, and using difference as this thing of going, like, if you see, you'll always see the shit that is fucking fucked up in your life. And I'm saying fuck a lot on this call. That's awesome. I'm fuck. But it's like you're always looking for the problems rather than go, wow, where's the difference that I'm not acknowledging? oh wow, I actually thought I was a rich wanker fucking for having shoes like that. Now I have them. Oh wow, what else is possible? You know, it's like, you know, what you've created in your life, do you actually acknowledge it and go, holy shit, from what I was choosing however many years ago to where I am now, and the space that I'm being different and have available, and the possibilities that are opening up in my life, do you acknowledge that?
To a degree.
Yeah, to a degree.
Hmm.
To a degree means only the ones that I've gotten right.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about all of it? You're all looking for rightness as a reference for success rather than, you know, what about the difference that you are? How many
And
of
the
you acknowledge
choice.
that? How many of you fucking acknowledge that and go, you know what? I'm different, and acknowledge it.
And choose. I mean, I love when Dane says he's made more bad choices than most people have actually chosen. It's true.
And Simone and I are coming in just behind him.
Yeah, you don't get to where you are by not choosing. And the adventure of it is you stumble and fall, and then you go, oh, that was interesting. Brush my knees off. Now what am I going to choose? Okay.
Yeah, and every time you expose that to you, and expose the things that start exposing you to your capacity to facilitate just keeps growing.
So, Mark, maybe your home place should be that you jump in Francesca's car, put the roof down, put some loud 80s music on or something, and drive up the coast just singing like a girl, like, woo!
Well, it is raining today, but
This means you got to drive faster. You got to drive faster, that's all.
That's funny. The other day I was in her car. I was taking it for a zip, and there was like some 90s grunge music, and I was pumping along to that, yeah. And then I realised when I pulled up at this roundabout, I'd been singing to like Madonna Like a Prayer, and it just pinged with me.
Oh, I so want that on video. Damn it. I got so many visuals.
And if you guys haven't seen Francesca's car, it's like a bright red convertible BMW that she calls the lady. So that gives even more visual of like he's singing like a prayer.
Mark's driving the lady. Mark's driving the lady singing Madonna. I like it.
Yeah. So where are you guys not willing to have way too much fucking fun? Apparently I'm swearing too. And everything that is times a godzillion we swear and create it.
It makes everything sound better. Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all known, shorts, boys and beyonds.
So Suzanne, you have a question?
Yes, I do have a question. I'm seeing myself looping into like I'm getting the awareness about being the energy and stepping up and going. And that as soon as that awareness comes in, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this as into action. And this is like a loop, like a pattern that comes in. Then my body starts to ache and do all this kind of stuff that makes it not possible for me to like sit at the computer or sit too long or like actually doing the action. And yeah, what else?
So how many reasons and justifications and excuses are you coming up with in order to not take action to actualize the life that you truly like to be living? And everything at that is times a godzillion, we destroy and uncreate it.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all known, shorts, boys and beyonds.
Because you are the one that is the creator of your reality. You are the source of the creation of your life. So, I mean, being at a computer, I mean, I can be at a computer for a long time sometimes, and then other times it's like, nah, it's like my hands can't even touch the keyboard. And it's like, but ask your body, okay, body, you know what, let's create together and put your hand somewhere in your body and ask, what would it take for today to be greater than yesterday? And it's like, you know, if we are choosing to create together, can you whisper to me and can you show me you know, what it is that would work for you as well. Like my body, I need to move every day, some sort of movement. It doesn't have to be, you know, going for a big run and sweating it out or anything like that. It could be, or it could just be like dancing in the kitchen to a few songs, you know, but it's like my body likes some sort of movement. So what are you not gifting your body that would allow you to actualize everything that it is you would like to be creating? And everything that is times a godzillion, we destroy and uncreate it.
Right and wrong, good and bad, POD and POC, all nine shorts, boys and mules.
And thanks, Betsy wrote it in there too. How many reasons, justifications, and excuses are you coming up with to not take actions to actualize the life you truly like to be living?
Yeah,
And
definitely.
everything that is.
Yeah. And having done that like a lot, so, and ignoring my body. So now it's like so stuck and tight, like all the muscles are so tight. It's kind of like,
Okay. How much of that is yours?
It feels like it is though.
Oh, I love that it feels like it is. That's wonderful, because then you can make it yours. And then you can use it as the reason and justification for what you've decided you should create that you don't actually want to create. So now you've got the reason and justification because it feels like it.
Oof.
Did you? Okay, so is it yours?
That still is light, like it is lightning
So
up.
then what is your
I
body
can tell you
asking?
as I know, because I know it's not mine, but it like right now
Yeah, I know, but what I'm trying to get you to look at is, have you actually asked the question for the awareness, or have you already decided that the right answer is that I know it's not mine? But that's not actually looking for the awareness of what is this.
Mm-hmm.
You know that thing of like, who does it belong to? And then it's like this thing with, well, of course it's not mine because everything's not mine. Well, no, that's not giving you any awareness to actually get free of what it is.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm not saying I know it's not, because that's what I've been doing. So now I was like, okay, what is actually coming up? And what is coming up is that when you're saying, is it actually yours?
Uh-huh.
That's light. So
okay, so well,
and what comes up now is, am I doing it for somebody else? Or
well, that's what I'm so have you just okay, so is it yours, or have you just bought it as yours?
yeah, taking it on is what I'm.
Okay, so everything that you've done to buy it as yours, well, you destroy and uncreate it.
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, POC and POD, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds.
And I'm actually grateful for you bringing this up, because this is, see, like even asking this and like with facilitating yourself also, is I never ask that question with a no or a yes in mind.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so but it's like, but as soon as you come to that decision of, well, it must be mine, or I feel it, or blah 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 blah, that's enough to lock it into your body. And how much is are you and your body aware of all of the bodies on the planet right now?
Well, way more than I've been acknowledging.
Yeah, so everything that is times a godzillion, everything that doesn't allow you to acknowledge it, because then you'd actually have to go, oh fuck, maybe I'm not just like little me, maybe I actually do have this awareness that I've heard about that goes on, that, you know, but none of you actually want to believe it, to go, oh, you mean I could actually be aware of like everybody else and I'm not fucked up? Everything that is times a godzillion, we destroy and uncreate it.
Right and wrong, good and bad, POC and POD, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds.
So are you doing the exit stage left on all the bodies?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I was just about to say, why don't we do that together?
Okay.
Like, let's tap into wherever you are in the world. Let's do like a, 20K radius or 20-mile radius. I know that's a lot different, but whatever you choose, 50Ks, radius of where you are. And let's tap into all of those bodies, right? And let's ask for the energy of exit stage left to run. Wow. And everything at that is times a godzillion, right and wrong, good and bad, POC and POD, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. And everywhere that your body is attempting to heal all the bodies, where you destroy and uncreate it and ask your body to contribute to the bodies where the beings are asking for contribution. Not all the bodies, okay? Some of them just want to die. Let them die. And everywhere that you are trying to fix and heal everybody rather than the beings that are asking for contribution, will you now destroy and uncreate it times a godzillion.
Right, wrong,
Good and bad,
all
all
night,
nine shorts, boys and beyonds. And let's do some 5, 9, 11, 13, 14, 19, 20. 5, 9, 11, 13, 14, 19, 20. 5, 9, 11, 13, 14, 19, 20. 5, 9, 11, 13, 14, 19, 20. 5, 9, 11, 13, 14, 19, 20. 5, 9, 11, 13, 14, 19, 20. I mean, that is right and wrong, good and bad, pock and pot, all nine, shorts, boys and beyonds. Okay, so let go of everyone that you tapped into in that radius where you are, okay? All right, and wrong, good and bad, pock and pot, all nine, shorts, boys and beyonds.
You know, with this different space that's opening up now and available also is your body needs to, as you step into more difference of you as a being, your body needs to adjust itself also. So it's like, rather than going to the conclusion of as soon as I go to do something that I want to create, my body hurts or blah, whatever that is, it's now more than ever is being the question. Because otherwise these reference points that you have are going to fuck you up. Anywhere that you're trying to swim in an old reality when you've stepped into a new one will feel like you're getting sucked backwards into it. And to a degree you are, rather than be the question of, okay, what is this now? What is this? And the other thing that's been, I mean, there was a lot of us that came home after Mexico, after, you know, facilitators and Simone's COP and the body whispering class, and we were just fucking in bed for a week. Access is closed for business.
And not in a good way in bed for a week, can I just say?
I know, you know, I mean, let's just take a moment with that part. But it's like, but also having the kindness for you and your body to go, you know what, I need a couple of days. Or you'll get to some major awareness, you'll get to some shift and you'll get to some change that you guys, whether you like to acknowledge it or not, have been asking for 4 trillion fucking years. How many of you are getting the change, as uncomfortable as it might be, or as strange as it might be, that you've been asking for 4 trillion years and then trying to use a feeling to reference it? Everything that is times a godzillion. Oh, Jesus Christ, will you destroy and uncreate it?
Right and wrong, good and bad, pock and pot, all nine, shorts, boys and beyonds. And I know that we are over our end of the call.
Oh, yes.
And I just want to add something as well, is because when you mentioned about the bodies, and I know Brendon was talking about bodies before as well, is that, you know, your body's coming along for the ride too. Okay, your body desires to come along for the ride.
Sweet little, wonderful little sweet creature.
Yeah. So are you allowing it to? And really play with the energy of your body. Okay, it's like, what is your body asking for that you haven't been willing to acknowledge? And look at that. Like I said, it's like, you know, most bodies like some sort of movement, and bodies like to be touched. And it's like, so, you know, body processes, bars, movement. What is your body asking for? It's like, don't get into that do thing, and your body's like, what the fuck? Like, even your body might say, hey, can we have a bath? Like, you know, get some magnesium, you know, some nice, you know, I don't know, bubbles or something like that, or get a body process, get your bars run. It's like, move. And don't use a movement as a reference point. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I do such a humanoid thing of, you know, like, I'll go running for months and then I don't run for months. And it's like, well, then I'll do Pilates, and then I'm not. It's like, well, then I'll do something else. It's like yesterday in my hotel room, I did a Zumba class online. It was fucking hilarious, you know? And it's like, so what movement is your body asking for that you haven't been gifting it that would allow you and your body to actualize a reality beyond this reality? And everything that is times a godzillion, we destroy and uncreate it.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys, millions. And now you know what, like after that, you're doing Roomba in your, I'm kind of going a little bit visual of Mark singing like a prayer, doing Roomba. That's kind of where I'm thinking.
Hey, I'll see Mark next week. You never know what we'll send you.
In spandex. That's what I'm thinking right now.
Oh wow, you're really stepping it up. Let's go pink.
I'm
Let's
thinking like like white spandex pants with like, you know how you can do the thong over the pants. So then you've got like white spandex pants, and I'm thinking like a hot pink thong over that with just, I mean, pitch. Oh my goodness.
Damn.
Wow, wowzers.
So, hey guys, thank you so much for joining us today.
Can I just say one other thing? Because I saw this in the chat before. There's a thing saying, after teaching a foundation more than 20 times, I've been so bored lately. How can I change this? Shall I shift into something else? Thank you. My suggestion would be start facilitating for the planet, not for the people.
Great. I love that. Brilliant.
They asked, what can I contribute to the planet with this class? Not how do I fucking solve 8 idiots' money problems who don't have any desire to solve their money problems.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Love it. Brilliant to end it on.
What, the spandex? Because I'm like, fucking, I don't know what's...
You're a visual man.
I am a visual man. That's what's happening right now. And
we're gonna leave you with that.
Yeah, I'm going to go and just put like a prayer on right now and have my own thoughts. So there you go.
I love it. I love it. Can you do a live with it? Maybe you and Mark on Instagram, huh? All right, that's the challenge.
I need spandex. Okay. All right, thank you.
Thank you so much, guys. And thank you to everyone who's involved in this. There are so many staff that are involved in the back end that, you know, cross the T's, dot the I's, that contribute to all of you guys. Remember at the beginning, Em was saying about the Ning, please go there. And it's like, you've been invited to go. It's fucking wonderful. It's amazing. And translators, thank you so much for being here as well.
Please give them Brendon, all a round of applause for being just a fucking...
Around? Like this. Like this. You said round. All right. Thanks, guys. Mwah.
Thank you. Mwah. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.
See you very soon.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
The replay will be out as soon as it's done processing. We'll get it everywhere.
Thank you. Thank
you
you
very
much.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you.